Hey there guys, Spets here, and today I'm going to be analyzing a League of Legends game from the World Championship. This is week 1, day 3 of the group stages, and we're going to be looking at a game between AHQ Esports and Fnatic. AHQ is the first seed from LMS, and Fnatic is the first seed from EU. We're just going to go into the pick and ban phase right away. Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay. First ban is Azir. Overall, just a good ban. The champion's really strong still. Gangplank is a red side staple ban similar to Mordekaiser. Just too strong right now. Too much late game damage to give up if you don't want to risk it. Here's where things get a little different. Lulu is ban worthy if you are worried they're gonna do like a hyperscaling comp or they want to make use of juggernauts. The Rek'Sai ban is the ban against a solid jungler overall. I don't think it's necessary, but maybe they're worried that Mountain is very comfortable on that champion, the jungler of AHQ. This one is very peculiar though. The LeBlanc ban against Febivin. He's a good LeBlanc player, no doubt. But right now LeBlanc isn't as strong as he used to be. She got quite a lot of nerfs. I don't think she's worthy of a ban, but maybe you're worried that Westor is going to be pressured too much. And then again, another staple ban. This is what you can do a lot of the times if you know the other team, if let's say blue team, their top laner can play Gangplank and your AD carry can play Mordekaiser, you can force the red team to ban two champions, Gangplank and Mordekaiser. And it's kind of insane that you can do that, unless maybe the other team isn't afraid of those, but they're so strong. Gangplank in the late game for his AoE teamfight damage, his push power, his utility from his ultimate. Everything about him is really strong in the late game. Mordekaiser with the snowball potential. So it's kind of ridiculous how like the shape or like the state those champions are in now. Really frustrating. Elise has been a very hotly contested jungle pick. I think you could argue maybe there's a like Lee Sin or another jungler is better, but I think Elise is the strongest jungler right now. A lot of damage. She can dive early. She can hold someone down for a very long time with her cocoon. Overall, good champion. We built with Cinder Hulk and Runglaive. Most people are doing Cinder Hulk in competitive right now. Rainover's just teasing with Rengar. Very few people can make Rengar work, in my opinion. Even competitive play. Actually, solo queue is different, but in competitive, he requires a lot of communication and a good comp to help him succeed, like a Lulu or an Orianna. Instead, they go for the Darius and the Sivir. So Sivir is very good because she enables other champions to get onto the enemy targets. So Darius has a problem of getting to his targets. He doesn't have a gap closer. He gets kited very easily. That's where Sivir comes in and helps him. Might not be enough by itself, but it can help for sure. Just waiting for their next bans. Right now, you can't really tell much from the team comps. Okay. So Gnar, over the course of the week of the first week of Worlds, Gnar has been chosen over and over to kind of counter Darius, simply because he can kite him in lane. He has a decent range advantage. He can still get caught by Darius's E, but you can bait it out. He just has more tools to fight Darius than Darius has to fight Gnar. That's the problem. I don't like the Jinx here. Simply because there are too many champion picks on Fnatic side open. It can work if you have like a Morgana with her, and you don't think they're gonna pick a Morgana. It's risky though. I feel like sometimes you can be really punished hard if you pick Jinx this early. I don't know. Maybe they're confident enough to do it, but we'll see. This is a game I actually haven't fully watched. I've only watched parts of it. This will be interesting. Just analyzing the first time. Let's see, what are they gonna pick? I don't think it's gonna be the Riven. Too much AD. He's teasing at the Veigar. I think Veigar is actually quite strong right now. Incarnation has shown that it's a very strong pick. Just because his stun is still really strong. Even though it's delayed, you can force people to flash simply by throwing it down. And if you do stun them, they're basically dead. Instead, they go for the Olaf. Very good at getting to the backline, getting to Jinx. You can't really stop him. And the good thing about Olaf is that both Reignover and I'm pretty sure Huni can play Olaf, but Reignover plays jungle Olaf, so that makes it a flex pick in the case of Fnatic. And the Annie helps have some kind of initiate, not the best of initiates. Flash, Annie Tibbers, it's okay. So right now, not too much we can really say. I think this needs something to round it out. The comp of Fnatic. They need some kind of engage from the mid laner, maybe. I don't know. This will be tough. I guess you can say Sivir engage as well. Oh, okay. So this is the game where Tahm Kench was played. And one thing to say, Tahm Kench is really good, again, for protecting a Jinx. So similar to Thresh, since Jinx doesn't have mobility, Thresh helps her with the Lantern. Tahm Kench helps with his Devour ability, his W. So if she's in a bad spot, W in lane or in team fights, and it's very powerful. Like, people underestimate that ability. That you might only think about it in like terms of like a enemy CC kind of ability, like swallowing the enemy opponent. But it's very strong defensively, in my opinion. You can, let's say there's a flash in Tibbers. Let's say the Tahm Kench doesn't get hit by it. He can swallow up the Jinx and get her out of there. It's very powerful. This I don't like. I never like Fizz, like period in competitive. Like, I don't see why people do it. If you don't get ahead early, you lose. Just simply put, you lose. Part of the reason I'm gonna sting some people or hurt some people by saying this, part of the reason that Alliance lost to Kaboom last year was because they picked Fizz in the mid lane. They didn't have wave clear. You get behind on it, you simply lose. You have to play extremely risky. You have no engage. They actually have no engage. I mean, they have like a jump. Maybe you can teleport in with home guard with Gnar, but it's not like a reliable form of engage. Similar to this, like, you have to use flash to get in position most often. You can have cocoon, I guess, but that's about it. Like, this is a very reliable team fight. They don't like at all. Like, this Fizz is going to be punished really hard, in my opinion. There's a lot of champions that can punish him really hard. It's risky. I know Wester is known for Fizz, but so long as the enemy, like, so long as Fnatic doesn't play stupid, doesn't give him the opportunity to succeed, Fizz really just falls apart in the late game, especially because you have to land your fish on a priority target. But oftentimes it's hard to hit a priority target in a team fight. You'll hit maybe a Darius or an Olaf, and that's not who you want to hit. Let's see. York. I don't think it's gonna be York, but who knows? York mid, or maybe Annie mid. Okay, so yeah, Orianna. So Orianna would be really good against Fizz. She has the shield to stop some of the burst, give the magic resist and the health shield, but also really good at harassing Fizz. And again, like, this is such a greedy play by Westor, or such a greedy pick by Westor. I don't like it. I don't care if he's a good Fizz. If you fall behind, you lose. You simply lose. If you're ahead, yeah, it's good, but you have to be ahead. You have to get ahead. But we'll see. Into the game. Pass this. Alright. let's see what they do. Level 1 is probably not too important. I don't think any team wants to. They could invade with Annie. Now that I think about it. Tom Kinch isn't bad with this Q is pretty good for slowing people from far range. Well, yeah, you don't want, actually, never mind. You don't want to invade into Fnatic. Olaf, Annie. Yeah, they'll get wrecked. Take that back. There's defensive ward lines. Are they really trying to invade? Yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing this. They're just trying to poke in, see what they can do. Right now, it looks like Fnatic wants to lane swap. They put an early ward in the brush to see maybe if someone comes in early. Okay, so yeah, lane swap. I often see people or teams lane swap simply because they want to try to get an advantage with the lane swap, not because the lanes are like a bad matchup or anything like that. I think Annie and Silver probably win the lane matchup, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know about 2v2 matchups all the time in bot lane. Okay, so you see what Yellstar did? Very subtle, but sometimes supports go in too late, and he's just gonna stop the jungle if AHQ was on that side. If he can stop any jungle camp, it's great. Lister's playing pretty safe. Like you see, he already lost 60% of his health. I mean that happens with early laning for Fizz, but like in general, I just don't like him as a champion. They go for a really early dragon and a push bottom. I feel like Darius should TP there, but he doesn't know. Oh wow, are they gonna get both? Oh my god, he almost died. Huh. That was an extremely early dragon. That was very decisive though. That was the important thing. They had to be decisive about it and do it quickly. And they're gonna lose a tower for it, but yeah, they're not gonna. Okay, so they're not gonna trade towers. This can be very dangerous if a Fnatic plays it right. If they bounce the wave and freeze it, Mooney can get a pretty big advantage because the tower for Ziv will be gone. And are they gonna give the gold to him? They don't bounce it. Okay, it might push. Yeah, it should push. Yeah, we'll see. It looks like it's pushing. Yeah, it's focus firing. Okay, so they're gonna have two people up here. Jinx is by herself. They should know this. They know Albus is top lane. Fnatic should take advantage of a Jinx bottom lane with no wards. They should just focus that lane. I don't know why is what's Reckless doing? He should because he got his recall canceled. He's sticking around. That kind of shafts Huni. I don't like that. Jinx is getting free farm, and he's not getting anything. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Okay. Are they pushing in for a dive? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see what... Okay, so Albus is no longer there. He should back out. He's playing way too greedy. Just back out. Okay, it's too late. Wait, 1 second. Didn't they have wards? Okay, so you see Darius is still there. Albus is still there. He's backing out, so right when he backs out, he should probably leave. He sees Darius. Maybe he doesn't know Olaf is coming? Okay, I see. Yeah, he saw it too late. That was really greedy though. Okay. He just didn't anticipate it. I see. So it could have been really bad, but it turned out working out. It turned out good, sorry. What I meant to say. But still, Jinx is getting free farm. I guess it doesn't really make sense because Nar got denied farm. Since he's dead. The Darius isn't really behind or anything. Wester's done pretty well last hitting mid. Let's see how the warding is now. Yeah, Wester's gonna be fine, to be honest. They'll start to get early boots to try to roam. AHQ has some pretty good wards in bottom side. So Ana will be fine for the most part. Yeah, it looks like it's pushing top side though. Ugh. He could have. I wish he froze that. I feel like Huni should go bot side. Oh, okay, never mind. Ugh. And he's level 6 now. Really bad. Okay, never mind. Yeah, they're all bottom side. Okay, so they're just gonna do cross map plays. Things with like the thing with lane swap scenarios is that there's so many different so many different outcomes or scenarios that can happen, and you don't have as much vision in the early game as you might later when you have a sightstone. So it's very hard to predict what's going to happen. So that's why Ziv was so far up. Maybe he thought there was only one person. Regardless, he was like way too far up without like knowledge of where Rainover was. So that was risky. But still, it's really hard to anticipate things like that. Sometimes you kind of need to risk things like that to stay alive in the game, like not be starved. It was a risk, but whatever. Things have equaled out for the most part. Huni does. I feel like it's about even, since he does have an assist. Huni and Ziv. How about the experience is about the same. I don't know who's closer to 5. Whoever hits 6 first, I feel like is gonna get the biggest advantage. Looks like 3v3 bot side though. Could be some excitement there. No, looks like they were backing out. Swear they're focusing on mid lane, or they're just CSing. So not whoa. Okay, so Huni's gonna catch up here for the most part. Oh my god, okay, this part of the game they're actually like cheering for CS, it's annoying. Did he use Z already? Oh, okay. One moment. Yeah, I was distracted by whatever they were doing. So Fizz sees Olaf, maybe? So yeah, it's a 3v2. They gotta get out. Uni just needs to back up. Okay, well, Fizz doesn't have ult now. He didn't get anything out of that. He got a ghost. That's about it. Febiven is pretty far ahead of him in mid, though. So long as Fnatic stays alive, even if they stay even, they're basically winning. It might sound like odd. Uni needs to. He just needs to stay alive. Okay, so Olaf is back. He doesn't have vision. Is he ward? I can't tell. I wish they would look up there. Okay, so it looks like it was warded. Because that's not like a fresh ward. Yeah, he honestly just needed to stay alive. I know he wants CS, but he needed to stay alive. Because mid is getting farther and farther behind. He missed out on that gank. He only blew a ghost, so it doesn't really matter. They just need to stay even at best. And they're still ahead. Like, I mean, the CS advantage in mid is so high. Okay, he has 6 at least, though. It's important. So long as he's not too far behind in levels. Yeah. I want to see how big of an advantage Febivin gets in this lane. Because he hasn't been pressured at all. He should carry this game. Just from the looks of it right now. He's like one of those players that you don't want to give such a big advantage to. That was interesting. I don't know. I don't like that play. That was so greedy. He was hoping that he didn't react in time. Now he got Rain overkilled. I don't like that at all. It also looks like they just didn't respect Tahm Kench. Because 2v2 they could have maybe evened out that kill. Yeah, Rainover could have maybe like killed him and then moved over to Ziv and probably won because he has double buff. But yeah, that came down to Huni being really greedy and not waiting on Rainover, and them not respecting Tahm Kench. And this is what happens when you're playing against champions that aren't like very well understood, like Tahm Kench. Like, he's fairly new. People don't understand how to play against him and with him. I have a feeling that Tahm Kench is going to be banned against AHQ in this coming week, simply because he's just a new champion and people don't know how to play against him. That's what people do. Like with Veigar, you saw after C9, Incarnation played it once, and even though they might have a counter, maybe they have like something like an assassin to counter him, they don't want to risk it because they're not used to it. Alright, so they get some deep wards on bottom side. Not too deep, but blue side. Not blue side, what am I saying? The blue buff of Fnatic. That'll help them establish control of Dragon. So mid has almost a 60 CS advantage. What am I saying? 40 CS advantage. My math, so good. Ziv knew where Rainover was. That's why he jumped in like that. It's not a big deal. So the range advantage of Jinx is really showing in this matchup. I feel like early on it's fairly even, but as time goes on, I can understand where Jinx can have quite an advantage. Yeah, I feel like it's simply because of that, and then the fact that Rainover just got out of there. They gave up Dragon. I'm pretty sure Elise jumped over the Dragon Pit from red side. The red buff, that is. The ram back. I'm not used to that. So early Dragon. I'd say it's definitely in Fnatic's favor. Wait, why does it say they have? Oh, okay, so they have mid turret as well. I was like wondering. Didn't see that Wester lost his turret mid. Nothing special. Reckless and Yellowstar are taking advantage of Jinx and Kensha's backs. So this is what I've seen a lot of teams do. They really focus the top lane, make sure that Darius doesn't get ahead, and which is understandable because I feel like if he does get ahead, he just stomps the game if played correctly. So they even up the turrets? No. They just started getting turrets. Wow. Not realize how far behind they were. So this is like one of the big advantages of having a wave clear mid over a non-wave clear mid. You just have such a huge advantage. Like, you can't do this. One moment. Okay, so he's clearing the wave. Westar uses his E. Did he flash into that? I feel like... Looks like Yellowstar flashed into that. Ooh, if Reckless just took that. The TPs come in. That's a... Uni's TP, he can't really help in time. Okay, so Westar dies. It does quite a lot of damage. Look, Uni, he should get this. Yeah, how many stacks does he have? Did he not get any stacks on him? Oh, there's 4. Ooh. He was trying to get in range of his ultimate. He has no boots though. So 2 for 1. Not great. Alright, so really came down to Yellowstar took the fish and just straight up died. The TP of Huni was a little too far away. Like, he didn't have a good TP location. If you see the wards, here you guys will see. Replay. He flashes into it. He wanted to get, he got the stun off, which is good, but the damage of Westar is pretty high with Ignite, especially. And then Huni he just couldn't get there in time. Like, he got the kill, but Ziv just got the kill and then bounced out of there. Like, that was good. What he did right there, he waited to jump until 1 second. I actually don't like that, what Huni did. He uses E too early, I feel like. He had to wait for the jump. Then he gets away. And then he wastes his flash. I don't like that. He had to wait for the jump. Or he's would have gotten away. That was really close though. Like, he had 4 stacks. I feel like he should have just ulted him. Just to be safe. But I understand why he didn't. He wanted the 5 stack. I don't know if it would have killed him though. He did have a lot of health. And there's the power Tom Kench. You just get out of there. And us go back. No shockwave though, which is really +4 AHQ. So despite all of this, like, it actually feels like AHQ is on top of them for the most part, like really getting the step ahead. But because of the CS advantage, like, look at mid lane, 70 CS advantage mid lane. It's insane. There's a 30 CS advantage top lane, but I think the 70 CS and the towers, like, I feel like they should be more ahead. 2 kills shouldn't mean that much. But yeah, Fnatic is still definitely in this game. Mountain doesn't have, he has flash. He's fine. I don't think Albus need to do that. One moment. Let's see what happens on the other. So Mountain's going to be saved by Albus. Fizz comes from the backside. Flanks. Goes Yellowstar again, it looks like. Yep. And he should get a kill. Let's start like going off right here. Okay, that should be death by, yeah. They need to stay together though, I feel like. Yeah, they need to stay together. Okay, so right here. They trade kills right here. Uni is too greedy right here. Like, I understand they trade kills, but I much prefer going 2v1 against Ziv and trading 1 for 0. Okay, so like he backs out. He should have helped Reckless. Because Reckless couldn't go down to kill Ann. Instead, he should have gone up to help him. Would have been 1 for 0. He tunnel vision too hard there. Okay, yeah. Huni's really misplaying a lot of these fights. I don't know. Is he gonna get this tower? No. Okay, yeah, he's backing out. So Yellow Star, I don't know if he got his ult. Yeah, he got his ultimate off at least. So Rainover just kills people with his ultimate up. I feel like yeah, you see, if Huni just like ignored Ann just for time being and helped fight that, he could have saved maybe 1 or 2 people. If he just focus fired with them. That would have been a Fnatic win right there, for sure. So I think Ziv was backing at that time. So this is what you have to do as Fizz, you have to flank, because I mean, you're just awful in a regular team fight, like straight up. He keeps going for Yellow Star, because he's always in the back. Ooh, that rocket did so much damage. Let's look at that again. Okay, so Fnatic, it looks like they're gonna get this. Okay, so they get the dragon. That's a win for them. They should turn on Westor right here and kill him. They do. Rainover goes a little ham, I feel like, but I think it's fine because Febin is there as well. Yeah, they get a good ultimate. Albus is basically dead. It's a very chaotic fight. I feel like if... Let's look, just one more time. Febin is zoning them. I think if he went down over here, I guess they have the concave, but it doesn't really matter. They should just focus fire. Either way, they won. So it's a 4 for 2, is it? Yeah. Why did he healed really early? I guess he was afraid of the UW by Oriana. The fights are a little sloppy. I feel like Yellowstar shouldn't have died. I have to watch that again, but we'll move on for the time being. Okay, here it is. Once Fizz is dead. Okay, so kill Albus here. Rainer was really low, so Ziv gets a double kill here. Wait, why did Reckless... Why was he there? He was going so ham. I think he just kept going forward. I think if he just kited back, they would have, like, again, it would have been a cleaner fight. Like, Jinx just has a range advantage on you. Don't try to go up to her. You lost a lot of health not doing damage there. So again, like these small mistakes, it seems like I'm being like anal, but like when you're at a world stage, you have to be like basically perfect. Like, you can't be okay with an okay fight. Like that was a 4-for-2, but it could have been a 4-for-1, 4-for-0 if they played it correctly, like 100% perfectly. Probably 4-for-1. Let's see. No objectives up except for Baron right now. Okay, where's Febiven? He's going around. They have a good advantage, like position advantage here. Okay, just a few hits. Nothing big. Let's see. So this build by Ziv is very good for kiting, obviously. Frozen Mallet. Really hurts Uni, especially. Rainover has his ultimate, so he can get through that, but Uni especially. Mainly to like counter him and split push, I feel like. Can't do anything against Gnar when he has a Frozen Mallet. Even with a Black Cleaver. So just take a look at the CS, Ebivan versus Westor. It's just an immense advantage. I feel like that's part of the reason why Fnatic is just like hanging on in these fights. He's just so much stronger than Fizz, especially Fizz that doesn't have Zhonya's is quite weak. Once he gets the Zhonya's, he'll be a pain to deal with. But until then, they gotta make use of his weaknesses. If Fnatic gets an advantage, like any kind of advantage, like if they get a Baron or if they start winning like really heavily, like if they're 5 kills up or something, they just straight up are gonna win. As long as they just push as 1-4, I think probably be the best. Dragon's up in 5. So right now, Huni is going to have to pressure the lane a little farther up. Because right now, Ziv has he has like a choice. He can either pressure top if Darius tries to TP, which he doesn't need to right now, obviously. Because this dragon is basically theirs. Unless Mountain gets like a hero steal. Okay. Rainover doesn't have smite up. He doesn't have smite up. Oh my god. Okay, so this looks like just like a communication breakdown, or just like a communication error. Rainover should just say stop doing damage, maybe at around like 1500. Or even, here, let me see. Maybe you can even say stop doing damage when she repels. Repel at like 1300. They could have just stopped doing damage. But he didn't have smite up. You guys see right here? It's about to come up right here. So that should not have happened. That was a free dragon. Ugh. That hurts. And then they ult. Oof. Like, comparing this game to Fnatic's first game, it's like worlds apart. In their first game, they were like on point with their calls, on point with all their rotations and plays. Like right now, it looks like they're panicking, like they're emotional. I don't know about that one, Ziv. You're strong, but you're not that strong. Where did the rest of your team go? Huni. Oh my god. I don't like this. Okay, let's go back. So Huni is TPing back. Or recalling back. Bebevan is coming mad because he wants to stop the push just in case it comes in. So Ziv is trying to distract them long enough. And Huni TP's in. It's not a bad TP, but by the time he does get there, it's too late. Yellow Star's dead. Reckless is probably gonna die here. No, okay. That was Flash. Raynor should... Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. I agree with that move. Just help Reckless kill the guy. Even though he could have gotten a kill on Westar, maybe? Not worth it. Okay, so that was better played. Yellow Star did die, though. Be a Flash. Could he have flashed the... doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah, he was just dead. Yeah, he was dead. There's no point in flashing. So that was better. That was better played. I like that. So like Rain over changes targets immediately. No need to wait for the zone. Yes. Don't make it a 1-for-1. Make it a 1-for-0. Just make the low risk, high reward, or medium reward, I guess in this case, because they didn't get 2 kills. I would not go Baron. Let me see. Wait. TP up on Ziv. They could do. Actually, they could do this. Yeah. You have to look at the death timers. Who has TP? And if they have a tank that can that has enough armor. That's the main things that you have to look at. This is a good call, actually. Take that back. Good call. Decisive as well. There's just some like minor mistakes that they need to, like they made these mistakes early on and then they fixed them over the course of the game, which is good as a sign of a good team. But they need to make sure they don't make these mistakes at all, because against like a good team like SKT, against some of the better teams like maybe EDG, this won't slide. You give up that one fight. Like I don't know if you guys saw the H2K versus SKT game. They gave up one fight. Marin got like a double or a triple kill. Game's over. Like after that point, it was over. You can't do that. Yeah, got boned. Good flash by Reckless, just to be safe. And Rainover immediately changed targets. So I like that. I think Reckless might have been fine, but just make it like 100%. There's no reason to make it a 50-50 or like a 60-40. So now that they have a Baron buff, okay, so Huni doesn't have TP, so that sucks, but they can still siege very well. They just need to pressure up. Like the melees have to go up so Sivir can attack. They need to make sure that these minions just don't die for free. Get some, like Reckless has to stop being afraid. Just hit it. Just hit it. I don't know what he's doing. Thank you. He just needs to hit it. They can't defend that. Like what is Fizz gonna do? Ult you through like 3 people? This is where things get a little more difficult because it's so narrow of a quarter. They have to be more careful with like an R. They can still do this. Let's see. They still have a lot of Baron timer. Void Staff on Oriana. Only way that AHQ can win this is if Ziv gets like a monster ultimate. Huni? Oh my god. 1 second. Can I see? Who is he trying to pull? I can't see. Ziv. That was really weird. I don't like that at all. Let's get the free and have get out. It doesn't look like the Uh-oh. Okay, so they're backing out. Mountain gets a good cocoon. And Yellow Star. Okay, so Ziv is really close to his ultimate. He can only get Rain Over, which doesn't matter. Rain Over has ultimate, or did he use it? No, he already used it, yeah. And he got hit by that as well. Want to make sure. So he only gets a Tibbers and Rain Over, so that's not a big deal. Huni should have backed up a little, maybe, because his axe has quite a long range. Reckless shouldn't get hit. So Fnatic should win this if Evan gets even a decent ultimate. He already used his ultimate. I don't like that. Who just ulted one person, right? Okay, yeah, Westor outplayed his ult. I don't like that. I think he should have waited a little bit. Damn. That's what happens with Jinx. It's one reset and just cleans up a fight. So I think he needed to wait for the Jinx to try to make a play with his and to make a play with his passive. That's unfortunate. But yeah, you need to watch out for the Playful Trickster. Because he got bait. He got Ziv with his ultimate, that's it. And some minions. Ooh. So this is similar to what happens with Jinx and Tristana. If they get control of the game, they snowball really, really hard. If they get a kill, they just snowball in a team fight, and after that they can just take turrets. Yeah. Albus. Did Mountain die here? He didn't need to go in. That's pretty funny though. Yeah, Evan has a lot of damage. It's just like he needs to make it count. Like such a powerful ultimate, but if it misses, it's just like, that fight's probably over. Like we saw in the game with Origin versus LGD, it can win games. You have to make it count. Slight TP advantage. They can just tank this. They have vision in bot jungle of AHQ, so they come back and get a turret. So it's not as bad. They lost 2 turrets, but got 1, along with the 2 in mid lane due to Baron buff and an inhib. So they did win out. Like that was okay, but they lost a lot of people in that fight. It's unfortunate. There's a pretty big, there's a huge advantage on Ann now after that fight. Well, I'm worried. They can't win a straight fight unless Orianna gets a good ultimate. Unless the West Door just gets chunked. Yeah, they just give up that's smart. Just back up. That's what West Door has to do. He has to like take some flanks from the side. He's been doing that every single time though, so it should be predictable at this point, you would think. But that's all he can really do. Like you saw in that Baron siege, like he can't do anything. He's just there. It's only once they chase in that he can do anything. So they're getting Baron control with wards. Westor is bottom, so I don't think they need to worry about that. So you see mid lane, Evan has an item advantage. And there's an item advantage, roughly, not completely, between the AD carries. Reckless does have a QSS, which I think is a little... Actually I understand that for Westor and Ziv. And the cocoon. So there's a lot of things, I understand. But he does have a... Okay, so now he's a little more... Actually, I don't like that. I don't like the Bloodthirster. Because the person he's going to be hitting is Ziv most of the time. Because he's going to be jumping in. He's going to be in your face the whole time. And he doesn't have a Last Whisper. So he's going to be at a disadvantage. And there's always the Zonias, the natural armor that you build from levels, that you get from levels, that is. So don't like that buy. That's kind of, it's too afraid. With Sivir, you have your ultimate and your spell shield to stay alive. I think he has to have more faith in his team to protect him. He's playing too safe. But FNC is really strong at this point. Pretty good vision control on Baron from Fnatic. Why is Huni? Okay, he's getting ganked, I guess. Ziv has... Okay, I thought... Are they gonna do it? So it looks like they just wanna force a TP. I think they should back out. Oh god. Oh god. Ziv has his ultimate. Why did they do that? I think what they should have done... You see Mountain here. Okay, he is away from the fight. What he can do is repel onto the Baron and maybe fight from there. Instead of going down into the Gnar, near a wall, go after this guy. Right here. Did he flash? Well, he just flashed. Albus just flashed. So he does have his flash, but if they can stun him and kill him, that's a 4v5. Immediately, Mountain has to walk around. Instead, Huni gets ulted, Rainover gets ulted. Rainover dies. Huni's about to die. That is such a waste. They just tunnel vision super hard. Okay. God, that ultimate saved them. Could he have waited? I want to see if he could have hit Westor, because he's Zonia's... Actually, no, he probably couldn't have. His Playful Trickster would have been up. Okay, so that saved them. Big time. That was a lifesaver for them. That would have been really bad. He could have maybe waited like maybe a split second more for Westor to come out of his ultimate, but he could have Playful Trickstered, I think, because he has 40 CDR, 40% cooldown reduction. So, but if they went on Albus, if Annie stunned him, just a regular stun, doesn't even need to use Tibbers, kills him, then get maybe another rotation off, and maybe get another stun with Tibbers. It could have been good, but like, you see Rainover, he's already 30% health. He hasn't hit anyone. Did you guys see that? Runs in, hits Anne a few times, or Westor. Oh yeah, he hit Anne and then Anne got saved. So that's one of the strengths of, again, Tahm Kench. Save your carries. I don't think it was necessary though. Huni dies. And if it wasn't for FNC's good ultimate here, or it's decent, yeah. He got a kill and then he made Ziv really low. The Huni's playing like just too aggressive. Him and Rainover. Like they're on a different page. Rainover's, I think he's been playing fairly well this game. Like, don't look just like at the scores 4-5. I think Rainover's been playing fairly well. There's been some few missteps, but they're like mainly because he's the front line, not because he runs in like Huni and dies. Except for that last fight. That last fight he ran in and then died. Unnecessary. Yeah, that's really not gonna work. If you don't have vision up here, you can just walk over. They have this vision, but it doesn't matter. They need the vision in here too. Yeah, they're forcing this too hard. Why don't they just siege? Which I'm wondering that. They have the siege comp. I take that back. They don't have the siege comp because Jinx is a little better in that sense, but the other team doesn't have wave clear besides Jinx. My opinion, pressure this down, force them to defend this, or go to like force Baron or that. One of those. In my opinion, I would just rotate there. But now he's going for mid. I would fight him now. This is where the Sivir have ultimate. Reckless ults going on them before he gets there. But instead they're just hitting the Baron. They have to do it really quickly though. Because even if they go on Anne, Albus will go and swallow him. That's the one weakness. I think people will start to pick up Tahm Kench maybe in this next week or later in Worlds if they feel comfortable enough. I think he's a really strong champion. Support and jungle. And maybe top. I don't know about top. Against some of the top laners right now, never mind. Take that back. But jungle and support, he's really good. Yeah, they're playing very sloppily. Look in their shot calling. They have to like play to their win conditions, which is what's the strength of this team? Sivir into Olaf. They just run at them, hard engage with Annie. And they tried to do that, but the thing is, like, they had to take advantage of the fact that Westor was over here, and they didn't do that, and then they lost their window of opportunity. Let's fast forward. It seems like the same thing over and over. Fnatic just making the same mistakes, trying to go for Baron. Okay, so this is what they should be doing. Are they all together? No. So who needs a part? He doesn't have TP yet. Neither does Ziv. They're at the exact same time. They go on Ziv. Okay, Albus doesn't have flash, it looks like. Okay, that's good. He misses his ultimate, that's great. Wait a minute. Does everyone need to be there? I think since he saw, I feel like they were already gone. He shouldn't have come here. He should have just went down into mid lane. That's just a missed position. He doesn't have flash yet. I don't like that. The one time Febiven made like a misplay or a missed call. How did Sivir die though? Reckless. He was like full health. Oh god. And crit him like once and Fizz hit him the other time. Yeah. This game's over, I feel like. They're not on... Just like one mistake and then they fall apart. Just because of how Jinx works. You get an assist, you get a kill on someone you damage. And the team fight's over. That was if Febiven didn't make that mistake, that would have been fine. They got to kill an Albus, they got out, and then it snowballed. Like even if it wasn't Jinx, if it wasn't Tristana, someone like that, they get a kill on Febiven, and that's good. They're fine. And they can't follow up as well as they did, and can't catch up. This game's over. The main thing I would say is, when Fnatic did finally get to the point where they wanted to be, which is the Baron and in mid lane, they could siege and Westor couldn't do a thing. The thing is, once they did give Westor the chance to like do something or like use his strength, that's when things got worse, or when they just made like one little misplay, because Jinx just snowballs so hard in that sense. And I really like what their team did. Even though Anne doesn't have any really like good protection like Jinx, or not, what am I saying, like Lulu, or like what else, Morgana, or a Thresh, he does have Albus, and that was honestly enough. It was actually a really good like strategy. I liked it. Because even if they hard engage on him, then it doesn't matter. I think maybe like a poke, maybe a poke mid laner. Who would it be? Like a Varus or something like that. Then it would have worked out fine, but it didn't work out like they hoped. One small mistake and Jinx snowballs. That's really what it came down to. And Fnatic not really being able to like play to their win conditions as much as they wanted. They wanted to bait the Baron, but they just kept attacking it and hoping they would run at them, which they wouldn't. That's just not how their team fight works. They just wait for them to get low, get a kill with the Jinx rocket or whatever, and then they just clean up the fight. Really, that's how every team fight went. That AHQ won hard. And so long as they didn't get that one kill, they were really weak. I guess that's why the Fizz was there. You get that one kill with the Fizz and then Snowball, but I didn't like it, the team comp itself, but the way they played it out was actually really good. Albus for saving Jinx was really good. Overall, like, it was good, but also it was because Fnatic made some mistakes that they shouldn't have, like running into them in that one Baron fight, like into the choke near blue buff, near the banana brush. Like, they didn't need to do that. They could have killed Albus and just got him out of there. Like, things like that could have really won Fnatic the game. Like, small mistakes that turned into big mistakes, really. So besides that, a very interesting game. I like the Tahm Kench. Hopefully I get to see it. It's probably going to get banned against AHQ, to be honest. But besides that, I have nothing else to say. Hopefully you guys like this analysis video. And I might do a few for next week as well. We'll see. I'm sure there's going to be quite a lot of developments and different types of games played, different types of champions, hopefully. I want to see more champions, more strategies. So besides that, guys, I don't really have anything to say. HQ played their comp fairly well. The Fizz was interesting, how they got a kill with the Fizz, snowballed the Jinx with her passive, and then she kept getting kills and more kills, similar to how you do with Tristana. And Albus saving the Jinx was very nice. I like that kind of strategy with Tahm Kench. Probably going to be banned out from them, to be honest, so I don't expect to see it again. Unless people are very confident that they can play against it. I don't think AHQ was just perfect this game. I think Fnatic just made some mistakes that the AHQ capitalized on, and then they snowballed the game from there. Nothing else to say though, guys. This is my last analysis video for this week. I'm going to do a few more for next week of groups. Hopefully a lot of exciting games. I'm looking to see the rematches and what teams do to adapt. So I'll see you guys then.